Well, it's certainly been a hot minute since I did a Steven Universe video, but in all seriousness, I did not expect to be making another one so soon, but the recent episode has kinda gotten me thinking. Legs to Homeworld is a weird episode. I mean, Blue and Yellow Diamond are in it, and they're not in a position of authority necessarily. If anything, they're almost on the same level as the Crystal Gems right now. Definitely not in terms of power, but they weren't antagonists. It's a very different light that we're seeing them in now, and it kind of makes sense. I mean, right now at least, they have no reason to fight the Crystal Gems. Pink Diamond is alive, albeit in a different form. Problem solved, right? Not quite. Part of the reason that seeing the diamonds hanging out with the crystal gems is so weird is because there's more history to them that needs to be reconciled past the fact that they've been the bad guys for a few seasons. It's completely fair that Steven's trying to hold them accountable for the corrupted gems, but frankly, he shouldn't stop there. At the very least, in the interest of Earth and all of its inhabitants, they need to work towards a solution to prevent the cluster from ever forming. Bubbling may not be a permanent solution, and perhaps with at least 3 diamonds powers, perhaps they can come up with something more than basically putting a band-aid over the situation. And even after that, they won't necessarily be able to join the cast of good guys because, well, they're space colonizers. I was incorrect to call them space Nazis in my previous video, not because Nazis as a group need to be protected from bad media, but because that term just doesn't really fit the diamonds. They're more akin to European colonizers, not really interested in preserving the lives or resources of the lands they come upon. They only care about exporting any goods that they can find there for their own use. It doesn't matter what other good the planets they come upon could have. If it doesn't fit their one goal, then they're just not gonna do it. A wonderful example of this is Peridot trying to convince Yellow Diamond that the Earth has potential for other things than just being blown up. But the diamonds don't see the value of other planets. Their use only extends to how far they can use its resources, and that's where its importance ends. And so given not just what we've seen, but all the implications of what they tried to do to the Earth, there's a lot still that the diamonds have to reckon with before they can really be considered as part of the team, regardless if they're Steven's family. And frankly, until that point, they'll be more like that one uncle who's gone to jail multiple times, but you still see him on the holidays because one of your other family members just can't seem to let them go. And while I'm typically all for Steven's forgiving nature, this goes way beyond someone like Peridot or Bismuth. The diamonds have done serious harm, and unless the show's going to address that point, then the diamonds are just gonna keep being in this weird area of still kind of the bad guys, but masquerading as coming over to the other side. No matter how sympathetic Yellow or even Blue can be, they still have done terrible things that the show needs to address if they're going to expect us to root for these two characters in the future. Sure, right now in the face of White Diamond, they seem pretty tame, but a person or a gem's guilt doesn't disappear simply because there are worse out there. Thank you very much for consuming this video, and if you'd like to talk to me about Steven Universe, Degrassi, musicals, or just keep up with my random thoughts, you can find me on Twitter at NotAVampyre, and like with YouTube comments, if I've got something to say, I will say it. It just might take me a while to respond. Thank you very much again, and until next time.